So test. Pop-up chat. Okay, so now it's on. So hello to you all, welcome to another weekly analysis for the financial markets. In this case I'm going to perform not just for the crypto, I'm also going to look into the futures, especially the SP 500 and Nasdaq 100, maybe Dow Jones as well. Then we are going to take a look at the commodities, especially gold and silver, maybe oil as well, and Forex, especially major pairs. So yeah, as you have noticed, the most of the times, as you know already, we are mainly focused with the crypto. So let's start with the crypto. Let's go with the BTC USDT, and let's see what are the plans and what happened this week, and what are the plans, for the next week. So as you noticed, we broke the 60k barrier. This weekend we already have like what? Let's go 1 hour. So on the 60, yeah. So we broke it on the 15. On Friday we already been there. Looks like the price right now is being stabilizing. I believe. I believe in the next week maybe we can go for the 80H. I believe for the 65 if it's going to continue, with this ratio. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but they said that the ETF for the Bitcoin is in approval, from the government. So that's a big deal, with the entire crypto market. But in this case, mostly with the BTC, because it started to regain as well the dominance. So we are going to see, this growth, from its side. Because as well, if we are going to take a look on the BTC dominance, you can see that it is going on, and it doesn't stop at all. So yeah. I believe it can continue to go this way. Maybe after that it's going to stabilize a little bit more, and it's going to allow the altcoins, to have the expected growth, for this bull market. So yeah, so far good news. Like I said, for the next week, I believe we can go for the ETH. So that will give us what? It will give us a margin of 6%, 7%. But at the same time, I have to say that I want people to be worried that this week no, but the next week we are going to be for the it's going to be the last Friday of the month. And when is the last day Friday of the month? But in general, in the second part, of the month, we start to have in general a decrease, in the tendency of the market. People are starting to get their weekly and their monthly gains, from top of it, and because of that, it's possible that we are going to see a downtrend. And as you may know, in the past, before the ban on the mining from crypto, and all that bearish moment, you notice that in general the last weeks they tended to be, very bearish. So yeah, I believe that maybe we can go for even 70. I don't know. That's kind of too much. I believe 15% is too much, but I believe that if we broke the ATH of 65, it's going to grow a little bit higher, and then I believe we are going to have this sort of correction. Because if you think about it, we already have like 50% growth, so if you look at this one, for example, here as well we have like we have a 66% growth, and after that we have a 20% recovery. So yeah, if we have here 40 and we will go for 60, like I said, you can see 60 is going to be the ATH more or less. Let's put 70, it would be 66, and after that, we are going to have that recovery. It has to be, because otherwise when it's going to crash, it's going to crash like fucking crazy, and it's not going to be control at all. So yeah, it requires this type of movement. Let's take a look at the same time on the total, and let's see the total market, how it's performing. We see that as well. If we are going to go with the 4 hours, we can notice that we broke the ATH. We know the 4.27. We read the 1.5, and even growth above 2.5, trillions. And again, right now it recovered. But you also have to understand that half of this is becoming from Bitcoin. So yeah, it's kind of normal, this growth. And if it's going to continue this way, we are going to see this type of movements even further. So we can see here we had what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 legs, and here we have 1, 2, or maybe 1, 2, and this one I don't know. But you can see this is a clear, it's clear double bottom pattern here in this case, and we kind of broke it, and I believe in this case it will tend to be, in a bullish direction, on the longer time frame. Hi Vlado, what kind of investor are behind the BTC growth? Well, the type of investor that are behind the BTC growth are the one that are already behind, the big stocks, and we are speaking about big hedge funds, big banks, and stuff like that. Because, like I said, if they are going to get, think that in the end, the biggest money, I believe, if you are trying to take like volume, yes, you have the stock market, but in this stock market, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of stock companies. However, in commodities, it's not such a big ramification because, for example, there you have the gold, silver, and petrol. Oil are the most traded one. And in general, at the same time, the FTFs, of these commodities. And the fucked up thing, of this one is that they tend to manipulate and I would say increase the price, by a huge margin, and they actually don't have that type of quantity because in a way, if you think about it, they kind of act the same way like a bank works, so you give him $10, but it gives him the possibility to work with 100. So this is kind of the same stuff with the ETF. So this massive growth that we have, in this month for the BTC is coming from this type of guys and this type of institution. So we are speaking about billions, hundreds, dozens of billions, which are of dollars, are behind all this maneuver. So at the same time, when you have these big guys, in this case, have to be very careful because, like I said, one way or another, they will be like, okay, you know what, fuck this shit, and they can change entirely the tide, in the course of the action of this situation. But overall, it's going to be if you think about it, it's still a bullish mentality. However, if they are going to grow, if they are going to come, and more of these big sharks, well, they are not fucking sharks, they are blue whales, and more of these blue whales are going to come, in this market, you can expect that the volatility of the crypto market is going to become less and less, especially for Bitcoin and ATH, or in general the biggest ones and the safest one considered, by the investors. So we are going to see kind of more or less the same movement that you are seeing in the stocks, so yeah, there is that, for the ETF and the Bitcoin mentality. So like I said, we have strong momentum right now. I don't know for how long it's going to go because, like I said, reaching the ATH is a very, very, very climatic, I would say, point that can explode at any moment. But then at the same time, you have these guys since since they enter, and they're like, God damn, man, I just fucking waited, for so many, I waited half a year, for all this maneuver, and you tell me I'm going to exit right now in the break even, because the greediness is going to enter, and as soon as the greediness is going to enter, they will be like, okay, you know what, I'm going to stay a little bit more, and I will stay a little bit more, and I will stay a little bit more, and because of this, that's when these big fellows are going to take the benefit, and are going to pull the plug, and yeah. But yeah, we will see. We will see. We will see how it performs. But overall, I believe right now we are in a bullish momentum. If we also take a look at the fear and greed index, we can see that it's kind of start to become, a little bit worry. We are already in a big, in a extreme greed moment. So yeah, in general, this tends to be problematic. But take it as well with a grain of salt because sometimes this value can go for 90, or something like that. So yeah, but if you look, for example, in the entire year, you can see in May it was what 70, 80, 90. Yeah, in 90 in February, then it go like crazy. What happened in February? Let's take a look what happened in February. So yeah, we were in February. You can see in February we had what? We had 25, let's say 30%, depending on the coins, movement. So yeah, Most of the time it's useful, but at the same time, don't just take it, by itself. Use it in comparison with other movements. But anyway, if you are going to look like, for example, with the one tool, we can see 4 hours it's a bullish, 1 hour it's bullish, 15 minutes even, 15 minutes a little bit sell. We had a big momentum here. It was what? It was a 8% movement. But this is kind of stabilizing, because if I'm going with 30, pretty sure it's going to be bullish as well here. You can see we are still in that momentum. So yeah, overall we are still there. So that's kind of for the big ones. Let's take a look at ATH USDT as well. The ATH, it growth, it tried to went for the 4,000, it didn't have enough power. You can see right now it's kind of head and shoulder pattern, and it might break a little bit down, but at the same time, if you think about all this situation that we have right now, and all this bullish momentum, I see no reason not to go one more time, 4,000. So I believe, going for a 3.7, maybe here, something around here. So you can go for a 2% stop loss, and you will go for this one. You will go for 2.5 to 1 risk reward ratio. It's a very nice entry if you want to take right now. A little bit risky? No, not at all. Because like I said, you will go for something like this if you want even a little bit more. You can go for below 2.7, so you can go to 61. And like I said, if you go for the ATH that we had, we can see that it would be 4.5. So yeah, 2 to 1, 2.5 to 1. It's a nice entry that you can have right now with the ATH. However, like I said, you can see that we have an inverse head and shoulder, and this is in general, bearish. In this case, a bearish pattern, but at the same time, you have to be take into account all the other factors, the sentiment, the general movement, and yeah, I would say that a bull momentum, it can still be worthy, and yeah, maybe the 15 minutes is telling us for a short sell trade, but overall we're still there. So yeah, that's kind of for the ATH as well. Now I want to take, but maybe I'm going to do it tomorrow instead, but I don't know, maybe I can do it right now. Why just wait until tomorrow? So let me call this one analysis, so I will save it for later. So let's take all these pairs and let's take a look and see what actually can we do with it, so let's see the type of trades that we can do right now. I'm going to perform this one. I'm going to save it as well, in the Google pattern or in the Google, yeah, but maybe I will not. I don't know. You can take it as well, from here. So in this case, let's go. You can see the lowest point would have been this one. So it's a 1-to-1. I don't like it. This one, it's an amazing opportunity. It looks like the one exec. I don't know this coin at all, but I like this graphic. So you can go for 185. So here, this would be your stop loss. How can I make a tabloid? This one here, so well, fellow. Here you can have the stop loss. You can take a middle point. I would say somewhere around here, maybe even 23. You can go even for 23. So you can go this one, for the take profit. So if you calculate about it, you have what? You have 11% with 9%. So yeah. Why is it that every time I think the market is going to go up, the market goes down? Well, mate, it depends as well, the type of time frame that you are approaching, and the type of mentality, you are approaching. Because in general, if you are using a short time frame, yeah, it kind of tends to do that way. But you kind of have to, you have to trust your analysis and you have to trust what you are doing, in this case, and the best thing to do that is, you set up some rules, you set up some frames, and until the next day you don't touch it at all. Because if you are going to stay in front of the screen, you are going sooner or later to get altered by this one, and you are going to fuck up, one way or another you are going to fuck up. So the best thing to do is one, either with a bot, you let the bot, but you don't interfere in it, you just let it do its job, or the other one, if you do a manual trading, like I said, you play some rules, you play some trades, and you're like, fuck this, I'm not going to touch it. And until the next day, maybe the next day you just take a look and see how it is. Maybe you see, for example, that it went a little bit in the take profit, and you are like, okay, now I can take, for example, let's say 25%, 50% of the size, and then I'm going to lose the stop loss, on the break even. So no matter what, I'm going to be in profit, and you are going to not care at all. Then again, if you are going to use a big time frame mentality, like for example, we are speaking about years, and you are just DCAing, then you shouldn't give a fuck at all, how the market is going, because overall, if you noticed for the last 8, 9, 10 years, since the crypto has been around, the general direction was bullish. And for the stocks as well. If you take SP 500 or Nasdaq, all of those, since the beginning, they always had, a bullish mentality. And these ones as well. So like I said, it depends the time frame that you are using. So yeah, 1 XSEC, it was one. This one I don't like. AVE can be interesting as well. I'm not so sure how interesting, but for example for AVE we can go for 251. So here it would be our stop loss if you want to take profit. No, I'm not so sure, how this one it can go. So this one, this one can be interesting as well. Like I said, you can see in this case, for example, it's 1 hour, so we are speaking about days, weeks, in this trades if you are going to enter. ADA is an interesting one because sooner or later it has to explode as well. This one, for example, I can go for 190 right here, and we can go, for the last 250. I can think something like this. It can work nicely as well. Acrono, Algo, maybe if you want for a rebound. So the rebound is going to be something like this. It's a 1-to-1, not the best, not the worst either. This one as well, Alice, you can go for a little bit more, so you can go for the 15, maybe something like that, for the Alice. Alpha, Anchor, look, this one it's interesting. Looks like we had October, 7th of October, so we can go for the 50 actually somewhere around here. And if I will go 55, something like this, it can be something. I'm giving some ideas, but of course you shouldn't take these 100%. You should also make some analysis on your side, and you should take a look into this type of things. So yeah, Alice, Atom, look, for example, this one is interesting as well. So you can have something like this with audio. AVAX as well, we can go for the 50 and something like this you can have. So yeah, I'm just going to take a bunch, and after that I'm going to move on, because maybe tomorrow I will spend more time into this, and I'm going to try to do it with an even shorter time frame. Instead using this, maybe go for the 10-15 minutes, maybe it's going to work better. Look, this one as well, we can go something like this. It's interesting. This one I don't like it, I don't like it. Seller is being kind of fucked up lately, so I don't know, very very tight stop loss, maybe it's going to be hit. This one 0.5, but now it's stabilizing. I don't like it because it's stabilizing. Look, the latest, this one as well, 0.55, and you can go for 55. It's a very good one. So you have what? You have 6%, 7%, and 12%. So yeah, another 2-to-1 risk-reward ratio. So yeah, like I said, all of these that I'm showing right now, they are long trades. The bottom line is the stop loss. The up line, it would be the take profit. Look, another one, something like this. Maybe can work as well. But yeah, this is doing like something like on the run. Like I said, tomorrow morning I'm going to make a more in-depth analysis, for this job. So let's go for 60, 72, something like this as well. Because then again, we have this one where you can take a short trade. Like for example, this one you can take a short. You can do like this, and you can do like this. If you want a short. So yeah, it depends. Well, we are almost in the middle, so if we go like this, maybe we can continue a bit more. Doesn't matter. So let's go for 1.9. Let's go something like this as well. Look, another one. This one looks very very nice and clean. Yeah. But if we are talking about the psychology in trading, everyone is using the same thing, the same indicator. So for example, if everyone is going to go long, then who is going to short? There must be a buyer when you are selling and a seller when you are buying. who is on so the call losing end of the trade that everyone is taking based on the indicated Fibonacci levels and whatnot. And why are they on the losing end of the trade? I almost think that there is something else to the market. Don't you notice that every time you think the market will go on a cent trade, it does the complete opposite? Well, man, I tend to disagree with you. So you see, if you are using the same indicators like everybody else, you have to understand that you are going to create a certain pattern. And if you are going to create a certain pattern, you and everybody else who's going to use that, for sure you are going to be a bunch of shrimps. You are not going to be a whales, because if you would be a whale in general, you wouldn't pose the question. So that means, your type of capital that you are going to have is going to be limited. Let's say below 1 million, but I think it's going to be below even that. But let's say you have 1 million in capital. So you are going to have some trades which are going to work for you, yeah, because those indicators are going to work. But at the same time, you will have these guys that have not millions, instead they will have hundreds of millions, or if not billions, and they are going to see these patterns that you are creating, you and everybody else using those type of indicators. So because you are going to do that sooner or later, they are going to wipe you out, because they will know that you look at that indicator, and because you look at the indicator, it's going to go long or short, or something like that. So yeah, there is that. But at the same time, you have to understand that this is just a part of it. Then you have the other part, which is just as important, which is risk management. So if you know that this is going to, that this is going to work, and like I said, this type of strategy that I'm using, you can see that in general, like look at this one. So I have a stop loss of 3% and I have a win profit of 16%. So that means a 5-to-1. With a 5-to-1 risk reward ratio, I just need to be correct 3 times out of 10. If I'm going to be correct 3 times out of 10, I'm going to end up in profit. Maybe even 2 times out of 10, I'm still going to end up being in profit. So yeah, there is that. If you know how to control your risk management together with all this analysis, then you are going to end up being in profit. But if you are the type of guy that's going all in on every single trade, then yeah, sooner or later you are going to lose. But if you are going to have this risk management, and I can guarantee you, sooner or later you are going to end up being in profit. However, yeah, this is like I said for general. However, at the same time, I have to say that all the tools that I'm using, in general, like for example this one for analytics, they are completely made for myself. And you are not going to see something like this on the market, because everything that I did with my own mathematical calculations, all my mathematical formulas. I took the normal indicators and I changed them. At the same time, my bots, they are going in that direction. But yeah, that doesn't mean that sooner or later, if you are going to have this type of big guys and they are going to see these patterns over and over again, that you are going to perform this type of trades, because pretty sure if they will have, millions of dollars infrastructures, hundreds of millions of dollars infrastructure, they are going to be able, to find it. Yeah, sooner or later they can fuck me up. But at the same time, I repeat, as long as you are going to have a good risk management in place, you don't have to worry about this. Because yeah, like I said, they can fuck you up, they can fuck you twice, they can fuck you 3 times. But out of 100 times, if you are going to be, like for example with this one, 30 times correct, you all end up being in positive. So yeah, that's why not just psychology and the strategy is important. Think about it like, well, let's see, a paint online. Yeah. So think about like this one. It's a fucking chair. Although I know it doesn't look like a chair, but yeah, this is a chair. So this is a risk management. This is the psychology. This is the risk management, and this is the strategy. So if you remove the strategy, you will still be able, just with pure luck, as long as you are going to have a good psychology and a good risk management, you will still end up at least in the break even, because you are telling yourself, okay, I'm going to flip a coin, and you can look into the internet, the coin toss trading strategy. You can take a look, about this one. I'm not going to enter into this one. So you can see that even a flip coin, they managed to make it successful. Out of 100 trades, they still managed to make like 20-something% ROI. So yeah, there is that. But like I said, if you are going to combine all of this together, you are going to have, an amazing strategy, but an amazing plan. But if you remove this one or this one, then you are going to be fucked up no matter what. So you can remove some way of strategy. It doesn't matter the strategy that you have. because for me I believe the ratios are something like 45, 45 and 10. That's more or less the ratio for me. This is how much matters for me, psychology and risk management. The strategy is only 10, let's put maybe 20%. But this is the important stuff. The risk management, and the psychology. So yeah, most of the people who are losing because of this. Either because of the leverage, because they don't understand how leverage works, or either because of their impatience. So yeah, there is that, man. Anyway, let's go back. And yeah, as Vlado said, there are hundreds of stuffs which can be found online, and strategies that you can use. But I'm telling you, more important is the patience and the risk management. So yeah, there you have Kava. Look, another one, very beautiful. We can go for something like this. But you see, some of my veteran followers and clients, they know in general how I behave. So let's say I'm going to give you a little bit more explanation right now, and I want you to pay attention. So we have this trade. So you can see the trade right now, it's at 3% stop loss. And also we have 13% profit. So we go for 4 to 1. But what you can do, if you want to be ultra safe, so as soon as you are 3%, let's say you are 3%, you take 25% or maybe even 50% of the profit, and then you move the stop loss on the break even. Or then again it moves 3% more. Again, you take 50% and you move the break even higher. So the stop loss, sorry, even higher. So there is also that, you have to be dynamic and you have to adapt, to the environment situation that are being presented in front of you. So yeah. I don't like this one so much. Don't like it. Oh look, Luna, it's an interesting one. Although not so interesting, but we can go for something like this. This one is a 2.5 to 1, I would say, just by looking into it for a moment. So yeah, Matic, Maker, look, MTL as well. We can go for something like this. Again, this one I don't like it. One day I will make a full explanation behind this logic that I'm using, for this type of strategy. But yeah, look, Quantum if you want as well for the long. However, it's looking more like a short, so maybe not. RLC, RSR, no. Raven, let's see. I believe we have enough. I believe with those that we have, we have enough for now. Yeah, I have more than 20 pairs, I think, that I selected. So yeah, we are going to see tomorrow. We are going to see, how they are going to start. So yeah, there is this for crypto. At the same time, I ask you if you have any other questions, for crypto, just let me know. In the meantime, I'm going to change. So from analysis, now let's go with the stock market. So let's go with the SP500, XPX, and so let's go with the SPX and see what XPX is telling us. So we can see we started again. We had the 4.3 acted like a very, very nice support, and it protected very nicely, our asset. So in this case, by the looks of it, I see no reason not to go for the 4.5 minimum, so minimum here I see no reason. Right now maybe the resistance is going to be on 4.55, 4,555. I think it's going to be more or less the resistance point, but we can see clearly, that 1 hour we are in a long trend, 4 hours we are in a long trend that started, 15 minutes we are in a long trend as well. So everything is telling us that we are in a long trend right now. So yeah, I see no reason, not trusting. At the same time, I have a bot for it. I didn't look into it actually in a long time. Let's take a look and see how it performs. Ipsimus. Let's see what Ipsimus is telling us. So let's go on the strategy alert. We can see that we had this long here. We had a loss, but then again, it's like we started with another long. So yeah, now it's in profit. We had this drawdown here, unfortunately, but still 600%, still pretty damn good. So yeah, but yeah. So SPX, You know, I see no reason not to. You know, and NDX, same stuff. Here we have even a bigger margin. You know, for the yeah, we have a 3.5% movement. With the other one, we have 1.7. So yeah, looks like 14.4. It defend nicely, pretty nicely. But now I expect, you know, at least this is 15 minutes. Let's go 1 hour. You can see 1 hour, same stuff. Very, very nice and clean buy opportunity. 4 hours, 4 hours as well. We can see it started. But yeah, it has a little bit of delay when you use a bigger time frame, but it's much cleaner. But you can see, for example, you could take here a very nice short trade, you know, if you enter with it. Then you have a buy, but like I said, this tool, the one tool, it's specially designed for manual trading, so you have to make some experience and understand, you know, what you are doing. But in general, it's best that you use multi-time frame approach, you know. So yeah, I explained this in my other videos. So there we have this one. Let's take a look at gold. Gold lately this month, you know, it performed like fucking crazy. Actually, we have no tendency, and honestly, it's not something that I would like to trade at the moment. You know, you can see this one, you can see this period, or better said, you know, this entire period since August. You know, let's take that circle. How can I paint? Yeah, so you can see this entire period here. You know, it's full of up and downs. You know, and a lot of struggles and fights. You can see that. Is neither stabilized on 1.7 or 1.8, you know. So we have this channel, and you can see the ups and downs, you know. It's been there. We broke here, we broke it here, like it went like damn crazy, you know. 6 hours, I don't know what happened right now. I'm not aware of the fundamentals, unfortunately, because I trade mostly cryptos lately. So but I can see, you know, from the technical analysis, you can see that it's been a struggle and not the best. Not the best. Take a look at silver. Silver instead, you can see the same stuff. You can see we had, in this case, it would be 25 with 21.5. It would be the second, no, maybe no, 22. Yeah, it's 25 with 22, and we can see the same, you know, in this period. It's kind of performed. But then again, if you want to take a trade right now with this one, actually, I suggest you can use this one as a support, and you can use this point as a resistance for the take profit if you want to take a long. For this one, like I said, you should be aware a little bit of the fundamentals as well, you know. But right now, you know, I'm just looking from the technical analysis point of view, you know. But we can see that right now it's in the buy. I have here somewhere something about silver. But what the fuck it was that, I don't know. I don't remember when it was. It was Chow. No, I don't remember when it was. But anyway, you can see that it was a very nice long entry here. Yeah, it had like 600 pips, 3%, you know, so not bad. Let's take a look at the bigger time frame. Let's take a look, for example, 4 hours. You can see 4 hours are already started. It gives us the long signal. So yeah, and let's take a look at daily, the latest one. Daily is still in a short, but it's a short with this range trading as well. But you can see from this range since the last 4 months, you can see that this is the price channel. So like I said, the resistance 22 approximately, sorry, and the biggest one, you can see it was even 30. So yeah, you have kind of nice opportunity here if you want to go. So let's put 29, not put 30, let's go for 29. So if you go like this, you would have 5%, and you can go for, like I said, 5 to 1, another 5 to 1 entry opportunity that you can have with the silver. Let's take one more time a look at gold. I want to look into it as well with the daily. So we can see in the daily as well. In the daily it was 1.7 that we broke it, and the maximum, but yeah, this maximum, it was last year. We are not going to reach it again, but I believe, you know, I believe 1.8 it can be done. 1.9 I doubt, but 1.8 I think it can be done. And from here to here, you would have 3% with 2.5%, 2.8%. Not the best with this one. better silver, you know. Oil, let's take a look at UK oil at what's that, this one. Oil is driving like fucking crazy, you know, on the drive, but you can see we're kind of the limit. So 85 is kind of the barrier for the last 3 years that we had. So there we have this one. So I believe that you can go. You have two opportunities here. If you want to make an ultra scalp, like for example, go for something like this and aim for the 86. You know, if you want to go for the for this trade, but I would say it would be more convenient to start a short. But I think we will have more answers once if we reach 86. Once we reach 86.5, and I believe it's going to be pretty soon. You know, let's because you can see that everything is massively bullish with this one. Daily bullish, 4 hours bullish. Look at these very nice trends. You know that we have since May. We already have like 300%. No, but this one was the it was since last year, 1 year and a half, 400% movement. Yeah, so you know it's damn huge. Then again, USO, same stuff. You can see same stuff, both of them. You know, yeah. This one had a crazy movement of going negative. So huge opportunity. But now I believe, like I said, we kind of hit the top, and I believe you know a crash is imminent. So yeah, I believe we are going to have a short time. You know, has to come. You know, because I doubt we can read up 1,000. It's too much. It's too much. But yeah, at the same time, you know how they say never. Everything is possible. But yeah, if you want, still do like this. Look, you would have a 30% stop loss if you want to use, and you would go for 40-50%. Or maybe you can wait for the price to go a little bit higher. To be another one. Yeah. Anyway, you know, I believe you can have some nice ideas from this one. How you can follow up. So now that we are here, let's go with the Forex. The most important one, Euro USD. So the same, you can see that have what do we have? Economic news tomorrow. Something important. I want only 3 stars. What do we have important? So we have the GDP of China forecast. So yeah, it's being expected to be bearish, that's for sure. So that means the USD might gain some traction. Tomorrow we have this week, next week actually. It's next week, no? Yeah, next week Monday. No, this week. So we have this. We have the GBP, USD, building permits. Looks like a little bit bearish expected. Euro a little bit bullish expected. I believe GBP bullish. USD jobless. Okay. Fed manufacturing index is going lower, but the PMI of European as well is going lower. So yeah, let's take a look at the chart. So we have Euro USD. You can see a clear double top that it formed, but I think we kind of hit the support. So I believe now we can have a bounce. You know, we can have a nice bounce from here. If you want to enter, for example, with the 4 hours, let's go with the 4 hours. Very nice point as a resistance. You can go for something like this. You know, you can go for the 1.15 as a support point, and you can go for 1.7, 1.8 even for the for the take profit. And yeah, 1 hour as well, same stuff. You can see the double bot is being formed on the 1 hour. So yeah, you can go for this easily. So if you go for something like that, you will have a 2 to 1 more or less, but you can be even more aggressive, I would say. But 1.7 it can be easily achievable. 1000. Yeah. So yeah, there we have this one, GBP USD. In general, I like to trade against USD. I don't like to trade crosses or stuff like that. No, but yeah, it's up to everyone. I don't like this one so much. You can see that we have more side market here. We don't have a defined trend. Let's take a look at the 4 hours. Same stuff. You can see the entire year in the same market. Price channel ranging from 136 to what 142. I don't like it so much. So not one of the pairs that I would trade. USD Japanese. Yeah, this one for sure. We kind of broke, but for how long it can go up? Let's see what it was the ATH. So we have it here. 1.18, something like this. I don't know, man. I don't know. I believe it needs some recovery, you know. I believe it can have some recovery. Maybe go for 1.15, something like this, and it needs some recovery. So yeah, call me crazy, but I expect to have a small short for the next week. I can be wrong, of course. Okay, let's take a look at Euro Australian dollar, one of the pairs that I used to like as well, but no, not the best right now. 4 hours short, looks like we have the short 1.55 maybe reach, but it's stabilized. It looks like it's stabilized nicely here, so you can expect now a nice yeah, something like this. You know, you can expect it. Yeah, but maybe if you want put it a little bit safer, something like this, you can go for the Euro AUD. You know, it can be a nice opportunity. I believe New Zealand something like, yeah, the same stuff. So yeah, something like this for a long, although yeah, you can see right now it's a short. I do have a bot now that I remember. Let's take a look at how the bot for Euro USD is doing. Oh, it's actually going great. You can see it's going great. It's taking all the trades. You know, it's constant flow, you know, into it. Without this is calculated without any leverage, with 5%, with 5 tips, and with slippage. So yeah, it's going pretty great. 60% win rate with a 1.8 profit factor is fucking amazing, you know. It's fucking amazing. And look at the drawdown, 1.42 with 22%. It's very very good. I like it. So yeah, there we have that one. Maybe something like this. And I don't know, one last one, Euro Canadian. Yeah, very very bearish, but I believe, you know, we can have now a nice bull movement, you know, into it. I see no reason not to. So yeah, it's like it defended itself. So you can go for the 1.45 for now, something like this. So yeah, looks pretty good. Time for a reversal. Yeah, it's very high. It's very hard, you know, to time out a reversal, but when you do it, it feels fucking amazing. So yeah, there you have more or less some of the picks that I take, you know, for the next week. Now during the session of the next week, we are going to see how they are performing, and yeah, that's where you have it. Now, since I finished with all of this, if you have any questions, I will stay for a bit more, you know, around to answer your questions. Otherwise, we will see you tomorrow. And at the same time, tomorrow I'll try to publish, you know, some tutorial videos regarding on how to properly optimize and backtest a strategy. And at the same time, I'm going to work towards a course, an educational course that I have regarding, for example, the strategies and how to properly do all of these, and the risk management psychology and so on. I know I repeat myself over and over again about them, but it's just they are too fucking important, you know, to not look into. So yeah. So yeah, then I'm going to leave it here. So yeah, see you tomorrow. Thank you all for watching, and yeah, see you tomorrow.